Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Friday Keynote. Today's guests include a whole lot of great minds uniting backstage, getting their demos ready. And now, your host, Charles Sansbury.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Charles Sansbury, Chief Operating Officer and Chief Financial Officer, the Attachmate Group.
Thanks, everybody. So for those of you who haven't met me, and I've met a ton of people over the last couple of days, and thanks to everybody who I've talked to for their passion, their commitment, their feedback. It's been a really great couple of days. But my name is Charles Sansbury. I'm the Chief Operating Officer and Chief Financial Officer of the Attachmate Group. What that means is I'm focused primarily on the day-to-day operations of the various business units and helping us manage toward our operational and financial targets, focused really on the running of the business. And so when they asked me to show up on the last day in the afternoon, to come dressed casually and to be prepared to kick in some work, I actually expected I was going to be folding up chairs and getting this room cleared. So the good news is they actually wanted me to deliver some information to you guys. So I thought, terrific. Everybody likes going through the numbers, right? I know I do. So what I wanted to do is to walk through in detail our financial statements, how we've optimized the business structurally from a accounting, tax, finance perspective, and over the course of the next 45 minutes to an hour, really give you a detailed view of how we run the business. Now, thank you. I know, it's exciting, isn't it? Luckily for you all, they didn't let me do that. But I said, we got to have some numbers, and they said, okay, we have an idea. We'll give you some numbers of of consumption. And it's built around the letter B. So what this can tell you, and what I asked my team to focus on internally, is not just the numbers, but the story behind the numbers, because the numbers actually do tell a story if you pay attention to them. The first of the B's is bacon, beer, and brownies. And some of these numbers were very surprising to me. During the course of the event, we've eaten 23,000 slices of bacon, and that's across roughly 2,000 people. What I think this opens up is next year a sponsorship opportunity for Lipitor, so we're looking into that. But nevertheless, a pretty impressive performance. Beer, 486 gallons. Now that doesn't also include the wine and the mixed drinks, but that's roughly 6,000 individual servings of beer. It's a lot of beer. And I think those are great numbers. Honestly, the third number, when you go through the numbers, there are also things that are disappointing. Brownie number I find disappointing. I did my share. I was actually very helpful in getting the brownie number up, but only 5,600 brownies. So we need to work on that. And again, I did my part. But the story behind these numbers is, I think, pretty interesting, because what this tells you is, look, it's a big group of people. More than 10,000 people showed up, more than 2,000 people showed up to go through 23,000 slices of bacon. That means we got up early and we had a good breakfast, which, as you will all recall, is the most important meal of the day. After that, we worked pretty hard. So it turned out we delivered more than 300 individual sessions with an average attendance of nearly 30 people, which means that you had roughly 10,000 training sessions delivered across this group. That's a tremendous amount of work, a tremendous amount of effort. After that, we had some fun. 486 gallons of beer that we served, and my hunch is we weren't the only ones providing extracurricular entertainment. So my guess is the rest of the Salt Lake area benefited as well. We will work on the brownies for next year, but nevertheless, I think it was a great outcome. A lot of folks showed up. This is my first event. My first BrainShare. For those of you who were here last year, if you recall, there was an announcement just prior to the event about some of the stuff going on around Novell as a corporation. So similarly, just as you in early or mid-March of last year were learning more about Novell, I was actually in a room too, a much smaller room, learning a lot more about Novell. What I've learned through this event, it's been terrific. The passion, the commitment, the interest of the customers has been most compelling. The partners have been very supportive. We have a great group of sponsors. And I want to leave you with, these numbers do tell a great story. We've had a great event. There's some great content today yet to go through. And what I want to do is briefly now, thank you for your attendance. We're going to have a bigger thank you later. But also I'm going to want to turn the microphone and the clicker over to Ken Muir. Now, Ken is the CEO of Guava, which is our cornerstone sponsor here at BrainShare. So we appreciate our sponsors. I want to welcome Ken on in just a second, but before I do that, I want to make sure that people are sticking around because there's another important component today, and that's presents, gifts. And I know I've been running around entering myself in all the drawings as well. There was some employee rule, but I had somebody wave it for me. And I really liked the snowboard, so I've got my hopes up. But there's other great stuff as well. So it's a must be present to win set of drawings. So please stick it out. We've got some great stuff. We've got some great content. And as always, we've got some great prizes. I'm told there are brownies outside or nearby. So if you are hungry, you can go out and grab one, but please come back. We've set some brownie marks that we did not achieve, but there's still time. So what I wanted to do is to thank you and to thank a group of people that have put all this together. I wanted to thank the events team. I wanted to thank folks in marketing and the event planning. Thank you. While I was kidding about my desire to come and set up the chairs, it's not the logistical challenge of putting this event together. The scheduling, the various tracks, the technical support, everything that happens and happens in such a seamless fashion happens because of the hard work of a group of people who are absolutely dedicated, who are in many cases behind the scenes, and who candidly none of us run up to at the end of the day and say, you know what, things went great today. No one comes and gives them the good news. Now, if something goes wrong, they hear from us. And I would tell you that I want to take the opportunity to say, look, things went great. The event, the venue, the logistics, and the like, very, very happy with that. And so if you see somebody on the way out, give them a big thank you. Tell them you appreciate what they're doing. And really, it's a terrific event. So I'm not sure if Ken is ready yet. Ken, are you back there? So let me introduce now Ken Muir, CEO of our cornerstone sponsor, Guava. And he's going to tell you a little bit about the company. We'll come back a little bit later and pick up on some of the demos. And lastly, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your support. We do appreciate it.